Hi Dollar Divas, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a full face of bargain dupes. And almost all of these dupes are between $1.25 and $1.88. So it just depends on whether or not they're from Dollar Tree or Shop Miss A. Then I have a palette that is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Glam palette that also I got for a steal. So I'm super excited about this video today. And of course, if you're a returning Dollar Diva, thank you so much for coming on back for another video. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Jessica and I'm basically a bargain makeup channel. So what that means is I like to do a lot of the same fun content that other channels do. I just like to keep it at a bargain price point. So the closer to $1, the better. So if it sounds like you're in the right place, I do hope you'll become part of our Dollar Diva family here on YouTube. And I'll have similar content linked down below. That way you can binge watch some videos and catch up with what we've been doing here. Without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So this product here isn't a dupe for anything as far as I'm aware of. It's just the LA Colors Brow Pencil. So I went ahead and put my brows on. And we're gonna move on to concealer because I do like to clean up my brows. So I'm going to clean up my brows with this concealer, but we're also going to use it, of course, to conceal. So this is a popular dupe from Dollar Tree that is believed to be a dupe for the Neutrogena Hydro Boost concealer. They've got a lot of products that dupe like Neutrogena products and different like skincare products as well. But I also found out that this is actually also believed to be a dupe for the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Concealer. Apparently with the texture and the coverage and the finish, it has a lot of the same attributes. So of course the Too Faced goes for $29. The Neutrogena probably isn't too far behind. It's probably somewhere in the teens. So of course Dollar Tree has got you covered with a very similar effect at $1.25. So I'm gonna put some on my table and then I'm gonna use like a little thin brush as I always do and just kind of clean up these brows a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna come back to that to conceal and we're gonna move on to eyeshadow primer. So for $1.88, you can buy the AOA Studio Shadow Stay Primer. And apparently this is a pretty good dupe for the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And of course that goes for like $28 versus $1.88. So you'll see me use my LA Colors eyeshadow primer a lot, and it has like a very yellow cast. I do have the Urban Decay Primer Potion. It came with a set that I got a few years ago. This is actually very similar. The color is very, very similar, and I find it to do just as good of a job. But it is very similar in texture, I feel, and of course color. So yeah, I find it to be very, very comparable and a fraction of the cost. So now we're gonna move on to eyeshadow, and I bought this a couple years ago because I could not imagine spending $69 for the Natasha Denona Glam palette. So this is the Alter Ego Shadow Kiss palette, and it is a dupe. You can see mine's well loved. I've used mine quite a bit. But it is a dupe for that, and again, this is like a third of the price. At $22, you get all the same shades. This company is known for having a lot of Natasha Denona dupes. So when that palette came out, I really liked the color story, and when Alter Ego came out with this, I bought it. So I'm gonna just do a really nice, simple glam eyeshadow look today. I think I'm gonna keep it pretty cool today, just for fun, because I do a lot of warm eye looks. I'm gonna go into this shade right here, Risk, and just put that all over my lid. So if you are new to my channel, I like to dupe a lot of high-end and luxury eyeshadow palettes with Dollar Tree eyeshadow. So in my most recent one, I duped the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette, and I had that palette actually gifted to me. So I do own that. It's my only Natasha Denona palette that I have. And but I've done all kinds of palettes. So I will have that entire playlist linked down below because I'm always very intrigued at what I can dupe with Dollar Tree eyeshadow. Okay, so just laying that there down as a base. Then I'm gonna build it up with this shade here, Desire. I'm gonna put this on the outer part of my eye. Of course, as always, I'm doing a smoky eye of some sort, you know me. I find these shadows to be very, very nice. Definitely comment down below if you own any of these Alter Ego palettes and which ones you have. I know another big duping brand was C Color. I think they've since got out of business. And W7, but I think Alter Ego has like the most extensive collection of dupes. So there we go, just wanted to build that up a little bit. And then I'm gonna go into that shade right there. It's called Umbra or Umbra. You can tell the shades I go into a lot. This look here, I've done this quite a bit. And just get a higher, just using that same brush, I'm just gonna concentrate it a little bit darker. Now a shade I don't really use very much. I'm gonna go into this shade here, Eclipse. I'm gonna put that like in the middle part of my lid. So I'm gonna take just my flat brush and I'm gonna go into that shade and then I'm gonna spray my brush because it's a shimmer, so I wanna get as much payoff as I can. And I'm just using a little setting spray. This one here is almost gone. So I just cleaned up that brush. I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to go into that shade there that I have almost used up. It's called Disguise. Got my nails redone today. They came out really good. So I'm going to dip it in and spray it again. And I'm going to put this on the inner part of my eye. I don't wear cool tones very much, but I do love a nice cool tone look every now and again. So I'm going to move on to liner and lashes as I always do. We're going to move on and then come back a little later and add some finishing touches. So this here is the BPure Hydrating Mascara, and it is again a dupe for the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Mascara. And I've got the shade dark brown. I am going to be putting on lashes, so I'm just doing a coat of this. So Dollar Tree is not known, of course, for great mascara. If you're new here, or if you're new to Dollar Tree shopping, they don't generally have great mascaras. This one here was the best one that I had found up until I tried the Ioni Lengthening with Fibers. And now my Dollar Divas have mixed reviews on that. Some love it, some don't like it, but I really like it as of, like, so far. But this was my favorite for a minute. Mine is starting to dry up though, but I have had mine for a little while, so it's about time to actually get rid of it. Okay, so I applied my liner and my lashes because I do not have dupes for those, but I will have everything listed down below in the description box. And what I actually used was the Stila Stay All Day liquid liner that I found at the Dollar Tree, oddly enough. And then my lashes are the AOA Studio 3D Faux Mink lashes in the style Willow. So now we're going to move on to face, and I've got a ton of face products that are dupes. So the first thing is the BPure Clean Beauty Glow Foundation. And this may be a dupe for more than one thing, but one thing I found on the internet that it's a dupe for is the NARS Light Reflecting Advanced Skincare Foundation, which sells for $52. So apparently it's got a similar finish, a similar consistency, a similar coverage, except again, it's just a fraction of the cost. Now the only problem, of course, with these foundations is I think the shade here has three. I think they have a porcelain. This is the shade Nude, which is right in the middle. And they have a golden beige or something like that too, which is their darkest shade. So of course, you know, other brands are gonna have a much better shade range. So that's a big place where the similarity ends. But this is a wonderful, wonderful foundation. Very much wears like high end, I feel. I remember first time I ever bought Urban Decay Naked Foundation, and I loved it. And I used a few bottles of that, and I just felt like nothing could make my skin look like that. And now I reach for my Candy Moyo BB Cream and Foundation from Dollar Tree. You know, I like some inexpensive ones like Wet n Wild. I love this. But if you need like, you know, a bargain foundation, but you have like a skin tone that you can't find at like Dollar Tree, Shop Miss A usually will have you covered. See, that is just a beautiful foundation. So now we're gonna go in with that concealer, and I'm just gonna put a little bit under my eyes. I tend to only really conceal like under my eyes and in my corner of my eyes. Of course, you can conceal more if you need to. You know, there's so many makeup products out anymore that everything is bound to be a dupe for something. You know what I mean? At least that's how I feel about it. So now I've got the AOA Studio Perfect Pressed Finishing Powder. And I've seen where the attributes of this in its blurring capabilities, its brightening, and its finish. It's very comparable to the MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus that goes for $36. Now that is a loose powder, and it comes in many shades, including translucent. And even though this is a pressed powder, apparently it gets you a very, very similar effect and finish. I find this to be a lot less intense than the Beauty Intuition translucent finishing powder. This one here still brightens, but it's not too crazy. That one has just gotten to be very, very white, like just so bright and like just like almost too white, even like for my skin tone. Then I'm just gonna go along the rest of my face with it, set my makeup down. See, just a lovely, lovely finish. So if you don't know, Dollar Tree sells Charlotte Tilbury dupes. BPure has a dupe for the contour stick, the blush, the Pillow Talk blush, and the Hollywood highlighting wand. We're going to use the highlighter and the contour today, and I have a different dupe for the blush. So this is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood contour wand that retails for $42. $1.25, y'all. They get two shades. This is the darker of the two. Mine had the little puff on the end, but I took it off. I actually apply mine to the back of my hand, and then I put it on my skin. But yeah, this is the darker of the two shades, which isn't as scary as it looks. See, look at how dark that looked. But I promise you, it blends out beautifully. It's really easy to work with. I like to use a stippling brush and then just kind of... I'm going to use my beauty blender, which is damp. I don't know about y'all, but I don't know. I couldn't imagine spending $42 on a product like this. I mean, sometimes I don't mind a splurge if it's like something really special that I feel like I can't, you know, get. But Dollar Tree is just really, they've been stepping it up, and I'm running down my neck a little bit. So that blends out really, really nice. It's not as scary as it initially looks. So there we go. So now we're going to use the highlighting wand by BPure. But first we're going to move on to blush. And this is a dupe, and I finally get the name right. It's a dupe for the Tower 28 Cream Blush. They get two shades of this, and it's not, the name of the shade is not on the package. So I think this is actually a dupe for one of the shades that Tower 28 has, and they even have a more subdued shade as well, and I do have both shades, but I'm going with this one here today. And the Tower 28 blush retails for $20. So again, I'm going to take some product on, I cleaned off my stippling brush, and I'm going to put some product on there and then just blot it on the back of my hand and then apply it. Of course, Dollar Tree also has a dupe for the Rare Beauty blush, which is really, really lovely. So there we go. You just go with a light hand. Just gonna use a little bit of my beauty blender. And there we go. So now we're going to use the highlighter wand. This, of course, is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk highlighting wand. And of course, that retails for $42 as well. So I'm going to put some of this on the back of my hand. And I cleaned off my stippling brush, and I'm going to just use that. And we're just going to get a little bit of a glow. Look at that, y'all. It don't take much. It really don't. Now we're going to come back to the eyes. And I'm going to end up probably smoking out underneath. I'm going to add an under the brow bone highlight and an inner corner highlight, as I always do. So I've got the Ioni Black Mascara. The one with the white writing, you guys, if you've been with me, you've been hearing me say this like a broken record, but if you're new here, the Ioni eyeliner pencil with the white writing, there's one that has pink writing. That one ain't good, and I don't know why. If you can find the Ioni pencil here with the white writing on it, this is every bit as good, if not better, than high-end. I have the Urban Decay 24/7 eye pencil. This is every bit as good, if not better. If actually in a side-by-side swatch, this is actually richer and darker. Smooth, creamy, absolutely like high-end. It's not even funny. Like, look at how smooth and creamy that is. It doesn't get any better than that, and it's $1.25. So now I'm going to go back into the palette and just kind of smoke out under my eyes a little bit. And I think I'm going to go into the shade Fog right there. It's kind of a shimmer. I think it'll add a nice soft effect for under the eye. And I haven't really dug into that shade much, so why not tonight, you know? So there we go, just a nice little effect, just very subtle. So I just added an under the brow bone highlight. And I went into my Beauty Intuition Smoky Browns palette, just went into that really light shade, just pop that on underneath. So for an inner corner highlight, this stuff here I feel rivals Stila, the Glitter and Glow or the Shimmer and Glow liquid eyeshadow, except again at a fraction of the price versus the 28 or some odd dollars that you're gonna pay for a product like that. That honestly, in my opinion, I have not had one of these dry out. I have had countless Stila Glitter and Glows and Shimmer and Glows dry out before I've gotten a chance to use them. These I always end up taking the stopper out. They're amazing. So I'm going into, so it's the ones with the purple caps right here. This is the shade Sugar Sugar. And I say sugar, sugar, because it's got an A on the end of it. So that's not just me trying to be cute. And I'm going to take a little tapered brush and go onto the inner part of my eye. I drag a little bit up. Look at how super glam that is. Like, it used to be, and it used to be that to get like fancier products, you couldn't really get them at Dollar Tree. It was, you know, now you can get so many things like liquid shadows and glitter eyeliners and cream blushes and all kinds of bougie things, you know. There we go. I would say the eye look is done. So I have a dupe lip product, but first I wanted to line my lips with some Ioni lip liner. This is the shade Mombasa Spice. And so, again, I got it right. I'm so proud of myself. I used to always mess this up, like Tower 88, Tower 33, whatever it was. It's the BPure Lip Jelly, and this is a dupe for the Tower 28 Lip Jelly. Very similar packaging, and there's 2 shades, and there are 2 shades that are very similar to a couple of Tower 28 shades as well. And I think these retail for like $28, I believe, for the Tower 28. These are a wonderful lip gloss. BPure makes wonderful lip glosses anyway, and then the taste of this reminds me of something. I think it's chocolate, but these are a wonderful like lip gloss. They just look so luscious on the lips. You know, it's actually more distinct than chocolate. I know what it is. I knew it was something very, very specific. Werther's Original. This tastes and smells like a Werther's Original. Look at that. Like, how beautiful is that? Except I don't have the shade on there because it's not always on the packaging, but I think there's like a slightly more pink shade, and I thought this would be just a really nice way to finish off this kind of glam look. So I hope you enjoyed this full face of bargain dupes. Of course, if you did, show me you did by hitting the like button. Definitely check out the description box for more content like this and give some of my other content a binge watch. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.